Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to this week's energy forecast. I hope that wherever you're joining me from, you are taking really good care of yourself. Here in Australia, we're now well and truly into the heart of winter. And if you've been following me for a little while, you'll know that winter has always invited me to kind of drop into a slower rhythm. Rather than trying to force my way through the season, I've learned to honor my own energy, listen to my body, and trust that there is wisdom in the quieter moments. Interestingly, this week's cosmic energies seem to be inviting us to do exactly that. There is some incredibly supportive energy available this week. It feels like the universe is opening doors, offering opportunities, and encouraging us to expand. But, and this is the important part, it's not asking us to expand by becoming someone different. It's asking us to expand by becoming more fully ourselves. The theme this week, and if I could sum up this week's energy in one sentence, it would be this: expansion becomes possible when we stop trying to carry the versions of ourselves we've already outgrown. Allow that to drop in. I think that's something many of us can relate to. Sometimes we believe we're stuck because life isn't moving. But we're not stuck at all. We're simply standing at the edge of a new chapter while trying to carry an identity that belongs to the previous one. This week feels like an invitation to gently put some of that weight down and to no longer carry it with us. This week we have Jupiter trine Neptune. And it's one of the most spiritually beautiful aspects we'll experience this year. Jupiter and Neptune come together in harmony. Whenever Neptune is involved, I always think about intuition, spirituality, imagination, compassion, and our connection with something much greater than ourselves. You may notice this week that your intuition feels clearer. Perhaps your dreams become more vivid. You may also experience synchronistic signs, meaningful conversations, or simply have those moments where you just know that something is true or happening or real, or a download drops in without being able to explain it. So my invitation this week is not to go searching for signs. Instead, become quiet enough to notice the ones that naturally arrive. Some of the greatest guidance comes when we stop asking so many questions and begin listening instead. We have Jupiter opposite Pluto. This energy is balanced by another significant aspect: Jupiter opposing Pluto. I actually love this energy because Pluto never allows us to grow without asking us one important question: what are you still holding on to? And while expansion sounds exciting, until we realize it often requires releasing something first. Perhaps it's an old story, perhaps it's an old limiting belief or a current limiting belief, perhaps it's the need to control every outcome. Or it's simply the version of ourselves we've become comfortable being. Growth often asks us to courageously release what once protected us but is no longer serving us. And that can feel uncomfortable, but it's also incredibly liberating. Then we receive another beautiful gift this week. Jupiter forms a harmonious connection with Uranus. Expect inspiration, unexpected opportunities, new ideas, conversations that spark something within you. You may feel called to explore something different, say yes to learning, say yes to curiosity, remain open, because sometimes life changes not through one enormous event, but through one conversation, one decision, one intuitive nudge that gently and quietly changes everything. Midweek, we also move into Leo season. I love this transition. Cancer season has invited us inward into our emotions, our relationships, our inner world. And Leo now asks us, what lights you up? Not what impresses people, not what gains approval, not what you think you should do, but what genuinely brings you joy. Leo reminds us that shining isn't about ego, it's about authenticity. It's about allowing ourselves to be seen exactly as we are. And isn't that what self-discovery is really about? Not becoming someone else, but remembering ourselves. Finally, Mercury stations direct. And this news this week is about moving forward. Now, remember, I have to say, Mercury retrograde gets such a bad rap. And it doesn't instantly feel like someone flicks a switch when Mercury goes direct. Things gradually begin flowing again, communication becomes clearer, plans begin moving forward, decisions become easier. But I think Mercury retrograde gives us something incredibly valuable. It reminds us that reflection isn't lost time. Sometimes slowing down prevents us from rushing into something that isn't aligned. So rather than feeling relieved that Mercury is over, perhaps instead take a moment to ask yourself, what did this retrograde teach me? Because that is where the gift lies. Now, as we move towards the weekend, Saturn also begins its retrograde. It's often called the greatest teacher, and rather than asking us to work harder, this retrograde asks us to work wiser. So where are you forcing? Where are you saying yes when your soul is saying no? Your heart is saying no. Your body is saying no. Where have you accepted responsibilities that don't truly belong to you? And healthy boundaries aren't walls. They are acts of self-respect. I'd love to offer something a little different this week rather than another thing to add to your to-do list. I'd like to offer you a simple practice. Whenever you notice yourself feeling overwhelmed, pause, place one hand on your heart, take 3 slow breaths. Really follow the inflow and the outflow, the rise and fall of your chest with each breath. And ask yourself this one question. Am I responding from my conditioning or from my wisdom? And notice the difference. Conditioning often reacts quickly. Wisdom is more considered. It rarely rushes. And, when we ask that question, we're inviting our inner wisdom, our inner guidance to come to the surface. And that one single question has the power to change how you move through your entire week. A journal reflection for this week. Up to you what you want to do with it. These are just offerings. The first one, where am I ready to trust myself more deeply? Number 2, what version of myself am I now ready to release? Number 3, what would it look like to honor my energy rather than force my way forward? and allow yourself to write whatever comes without censoring, without judging, simply allowing yourself space to listen to the voice of your wisdom, your inner wisdom. Let's see, from my Divine Goddess Oracle card deck, what goddess is stepping forward to support us on the journey in the week ahead? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, the Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. Lakshmi, bringer of prosperity, showers you with abundance and fortune. She invites you to embrace abundance in all forms and open your heart to receive her blessings as prosperity flows effortlessly into your life. I love this. I often work with the Goddess Lakshmi, and she also reminds us that, you know, abundance or prosperity is not always money. It's not always, it's not tied to that. Thank you for the clarification. Abundance, prosperity is often as simple as the warmth of the sun on your face, the joy in having your morning coffee, the fact that you have a home with a roof over your head, food in your fridge, in your pantry. It can be the comfort of a warm house, a warm bed, a hot shower. She's inviting you to take time to recognize and acknowledge all of the blessings that have been showered on you throughout your life and currently. So, beautiful soul, the planets may influence the weather, but they never determine the path you choose to walk. This week feels like an invitation to trust yourself a little more, to release a little more, to breathe a little deeper. And remember, you already carry within you everything you need for this next chapter. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this forecast resonated with you, I'd love you to leave a comment below and share what you're feeling called to release or where you're being invited to trust yourself more deeply. And if you know someone who would benefit from hearing this message, please share it with them. Have a beautiful week. As always, please be kind and gentle with yourselves. Namaste, blessed be, big love.